All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining us after a blissful absence of God damn it. He's been sick, folks. A blissful absence of a few weeks, but he is back now for no apparently good reason, and we're going to have a discussion of his offspring's trip to the Big Apple. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Maker Bolin. Kenny, I know you've had the bronchitis. Are you feeling up to doing this today?
Yeah, I'll pull through, man. I'm a man of the people. It's you've seen the tweets, Jimmy. You've seen them. They're begging for the Star Maker to be back on, and it's not Jimmy and Brian's fault. Trust me, they've wanted me on the show. Trust me.
No, we've had the last 2 weeks, we've had our two-parter with John Arezzi. It was an interesting discussion, learned a number of things. And we've got a wonderful feedback from the people on Twitter and the various platforms. Well, so nobody really has.
Obviously, you got different Twitter action going on, and I've been flooded. I almost can't even.
My action has always been different than yours, and you're flooding again every time you come on a program.
Well, no, that's leaking. Leaking and flooding are two different things. My inbox has been flooded with people wanting to know where I've been. Why haven't I been on? I've seen you tagged in these tweets. People demanding that you bring me back on, and you bring on who? Did you say John Resney?
John Arezzi. I get tagged in.
What the fuck is John Resney?
I get tagged in tweets about things all the time that have no bearing in my life. But nobody's been asking you to be on, but you're on today. And the reason why you're on today is because I have been speaking to you, unfortunately, off camera, off mic.
Yeah, it's been off camera already.
Over the past few weeks, while you have told me this ludicrous, ridiculous, over the moon, who shot John story.
Trump really did say that Obama bugged the White House.
We've already done that. We've covered that. I'm talking about
another bogus story.
This ridiculous, bogus who shot John story that your son and his mail order bride have told you me about their trip to New York City. Brian, you've lived in and around the environs of metropolitan New York City, Manhattan all your life. Have you not?
Correct. And I've had an office in Manhattan, so I'm somewhat of an expert in this field.
Wait a minute. There's a shocker. You had an office in Manhattan?
I've had several offices in Manhattan.
And he getting run out, huh?
I visited on
What's the matter? Ain't you paying your rent?
Oh, God.
I actually never paid any rent for the offices. I was given the offices for the companies I was working for.
Given the offices.
That's the way it works, Kenny.
Given the offices in New York City. They just gave you offices for
Well, you see,
companies that you ran.
Yeah, when you work for a major corporation, typically you don't pay rent for your office.
Name me one of those corporations.
Sony Music.
Never heard of.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, I've lost it already. When you have a job and you have an employer, they give you a space to do your job. That's how
name real companies like what I've worked for. Kroger.
Wait, did you work for Kroger, or you had the meat scam with Kroger?
Both. The meat scam was more or less revenge.
He worked for Kroger. Shut up. He worked for Kroger when he was 17 years old until he got fired for slapping the daggum manager because the manager caught him doing a 2-for-1 sausage biscuit special instead of just one for his own purposes. That's what happened.
It took me 5 years to admit that somebody of my character was accused of stealing a 69-cent sausage biscuit, which, by the way, I did pay for one of them.
Well, the way that I heard it was that you were charging other people.
I've always loved a buy one, get one free deal.
You were charging other people, and somehow each a biscuit from each sale, sort of like, $1 from each sale, it went in your pocket.
Well, I think what got them hot is that they calculated that I'd done that maybe 2 to 3 times a day for the better part of 5 years.
All right. The point is, I don't know where.
I guess that could add up to a heap of money. I wouldn't keep it track.
We were not talking about sausage biscuits, though. You've been making the claim that your son and his wife went to New York City and they encountered
Prince and Mayara. Let's use their names.
They encountered no unfriendly people. They've spent a pittance on their meals. They barely spent any money whatsoever. They got a 4-star hotel in Times Square for $129 a night. They were eating dinner for $15 in sit-down restaurants around Manhattan.
The World Trade Center, I might add. 3rd floor, Italian meal.
$15?
Try to defend any of those
Well,
things.
actually, no, Brian, because Jimmy is full of misinformation today. It was $12.95 for the Prince's meal and $10.95. I take it back. It was $10.95 for the Prince's meal. Myra had to pay a whopping $12.95, but of course her father stepped in and they didn't have to pay a penny. But that was the only place in the World Trade Center that a rude person, and there were many of them, was even encountered by the Prince and Myra. Nothing but friendliness.
Yeah,
nothing but friendliness all over New York City for the 10 days they were there.
The rude person was probably saying, "Why are you leaving $15 for the $60 dish that you just ordered?"
No, it's not true. I knew you were going to go in that direction and accuse him of thing his father and maybe Dennis Corleone would have done, but that's not what this case is. They weren't hiding behind pillars. They were invited guests. They didn't sneak in or anything like that, like happened down in Nashville. They called me in a frenzy wanting to know, where the hell does Cornette eat? I mean, we haven't dropped more than $15 on a meal since we've been here. And in the one time that they ran into outrageous and inflated charges, of all places, because I'm a welcome guest in all these facilities, was an Applebee's. An Applebee's, the cheapest burger they had was $18.95.
Well, wait.
The cheapest appetizer was in the neighborhood of $18. But they have half-price appetizers, so you can get them for like $10 there.
Oh, God. Just back up a second.
What? I'm just giving you facts, man. What do you want from me?
Start at the beginning. Did you or did you not tell?
I was born March 16th.
No, not that far back.
Not that far back.
Did you or did you not tell me? Because I said the problem they're going to encounter is they're driving that dilapidated hunk of shit.
Which one?
His car.
Well, he's got two.
The one that runs.
Well, they're both running. They're both running now.
All right. Nevertheless, he's driving that hunk of shit car up there.
The Honda Civic is what they went in.
Don't let him.
That one's got air conditioning.
I said, don't let him drive in Manhattan. He will kill all of them. And you say, oh, no, there's no problem because he parked in New Jersey. And
he wasn't driving a bus in Israel or Paris or France like what happens over there. He was driving a Honda Civic. How many people could he have killed?
He's had 3 wrecks here in Louisville, Kentucky, driving on Bardstown Road in the past year. You think?
Only convicted on 2 of those.
All right. The point is, good God, let me get this out.
Go right ahead. Don't let me stop you.
You said he got an Uber from where he parked in New Jersey.
Well, actually, a Lyft. Once again, you give ill information.
Alternative facts.
A Lyft. You're full of them today. You really are.
He took the Lyft to downtown Manhattan to Times Square Hotel for $20 from the Newark Airport. Brian, how much does it cost to go across the bridge or through the tunnel?
I think right now it's about $14.
So they didn't pay the toll. That was included. Basically,
that was included. They paid no tolls. No.
Okay, Brian, does that add up to you that a Lyft driver took them from the Newark Airport to Times Square for
I'm on to you here,
$6 plus toll?
I'm on to you here. That Lyft driver scammed my son out of $6. You're saying it only cost $14.
What?
What? What?
Well, he paid $20. He said it only cost $14 to cross the bridge. You can't tell me that for the honor to be able to pick up a Bolin at a New Jersey airport, which I swore that no Bolin would ever be seen dead at, got to pick him up, drive him to his hotel roughly 20 some odd miles away, and drop him off at the Gallivant there in Times Square. I can maybe understand charging for the toll, but $20, extra $6, that's ridiculous.
All right. Now he claims, Brian, have you ever heard of this 4-star hotel right on Times Square of which what's the name of it?
Actually, it's a 3.8-star hotel, according to the ratings on the internet, and it's called the Gallivant.
I'm going to look it up right now. I just pulled up the menu for the only Italian place in the World Trade Center. Osteria della Pace.
I couldn't tell you the name of it.
Yeah.
I'll just go down the prices of the dishes. $23, $25, $25, $26, $25, $26, $20, $34, $31, $39, $32, $29, $31.
That's all.
plus
That's all mark prices. That's the mark prices.
That's plus tax and tip, and probably in some cases a la carte sides.
Well, this particular place didn't get a tip because this was the only place they ran into.
Oh, they didn't tip that. Well, anyway, this hotel
and Myra's parents and family are Brazilian, and they tried to speak to him in Mexican. That was offensive. To speak to him in Mexican,
Spanish.
And Myra says, "Hey, I'm clearly American. Now she's been radicalized, but she's clearly American. She clearly speaks English, but she looked at the family, made an assumption, and started speaking to them in perfectly clear Mexican. And I don't quite really get that. I mean, that's just racist. That's bullshit. It should have never been done. And the whole restaurant treated them like that. So when Myra saw her dad, because they don't tip in Brazil, so the lady came back and says, "Hey, you forgot to leave the surcharge or come up with some bullshit charge." Wouldn't call it a tip.
Possibly a charge for the food.
Well, no, I'm sure they were happy to pay the $12 and $10 that I told you that was on the menu price, not the mark prices that Brian just read. And but she said the whole place was rude. Management, the servers, everybody, and then assumed that they couldn't speak English. And that was, which all of them couldn't except for Chris and Myra, but still, you can't make that assumption just on a visual observation.
Hey, Kenny, I'm a shareholder in Apple. So they send me a lot of prototypes. I get to review them and get to go through them and give them.
You're a shareholder in an Apple? Well, congratulations.
Well, I have the brand new prototype iPhone here, and I'm going to test it out right now on the air live. Hey, Siri, how much is the average hotel in New York City?
The average hotel price in New York is $257 a night.
Look at that.
That's the average. Does that include those?
And I'm going to show you how well this thing works.
Okay. All right.
Siri, who was Jim Cornette's childhood best friend?
Jim's childhood best friend was Norman Weasel Dooley.
See? It works.
You just proved my point. That thing is fucked. That thing's a piece of shit. If it's me, I wouldn't ask it anything because I'd be cheating on Alexa. Everyone knows the childhood best friend is me.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Weasel Dooley was a scumbag. He lived in Indiana, for crying out loud. How dare that thing say Weasel Dooley? Oh, you got me pissed now. That thing is as full of misinformation as Donald Trump, and you know it.
Well, let me test it out.
You can't believe another word that comes out of that fucking slut's mouth.
Oh, you're good at it.
Weasel Dooley is Jimmy's best friend. That's bullshit.
Again, it's a prototype, so don't get so upset. We'll test it out. One more thing.
Throw it into Potomac River. Throw it into Potomac.
One more thing we'll test out.
That is in New York.
Siri, did Nick Goulas know Kenny?
Nick Goulas knew Kenny as Mark, as in George. Tell that Mark to get me a soda.
Well, there you go.
All right, Mr. Bolin, can we get back to the fucking point of this whole thing before we lost it? Which was the hotel. The average price of a hotel in New York City, and that, Brian, I take it average, that includes the places that you go for an hour or two off of Times Square and things and such of that nature.
Oh, why don't you tell us your experience for those?
Oh, for Christ's sake. So
give me your 1 hour hotel experiences in New York.
Yeah. So basically, is there a hotel?
It's like talking to Sean Spicer here, Brian. Have you noticed that? It's like talking to Spicy. Can't get a direct answer out of the boy, but go ahead.
Have you ever heard of this Gallivant Hotel? Is it possible that a hotel in New York City was in Times Square was obtained for $129 a night?
I have actually just pulled up this hotel. I'm not very familiar with it, I must say.
Read the ratings. They're right there to be read. A 9.1 rating on location.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Let him talk.
I did.
I will say,
brought up Syria
to defend Kenny a little bit. This is off season.
Exactly. That's what I tried to tell Jimmy. He wouldn't listen to me.
The cheapest hotel room they have appears to be $159 plus taxes and fees.
Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Shut up.
No, I will not shut up. I will not shut up because that is the mark price. They got the corporate rate because she's up there working from a bank in Brazil that sent her there for further training. Now, why the fuck you'd be sent to New York to learn shit in Brazil, I have no idea. But she got the corporate rate of $129, which I think even Brad will say, well, yeah, that adds up. She got a $30 a night discount.
Why is it that then just a few years ago, we were having to spend $150 a night to put the guys up at the Newark Hampton Inn in a crack neighborhood? And if I stayed next to the 6 blocks away from the Hammerstein Ballroom in the Manhattan Center, I was spending $250, $260 a night.
I can answer that for you because
I want Brian to, because
I'm going to give you my version because they see you coming. You're an irritable man. You have no patience. You don't shop. You don't even own a goddamn smartphone, so you don't have anybody doing your research for you. You just walk in a big fucking hurry with big deep pockets, and you pay whatever these fucking assholes ask for. You're obviously not a native, so that's why you're paying the mark price. I'm sure Brian could probably, being as he's a shareholder in Apple and all, I'm sure he can walk in and get him a rate.
Yeah,
Brian, pardon me for him getting my temperature.
Yeah.
Up here
and nevertheless, besides the fact that they can't see me coming when I make the reservation a month in advance, Brian, what does this hotel look like to you?
Your reputation precedes.
Are they laundering money or something?
Well, I'm trying to find pictures. This website isn't exactly the greatest.
All right, well the next.
Don't know what site you're on, but that's a lovely hotel. I'd give my right arm to live there.
He just won't quit, folks. He just won't quit. Lastly, the fact that you claim that these two...
Lastly, who are you talking to?
That you claim that these two shysters didn't pay more than $15 for a meal the whole time they were in New York City. It cost $5 for a fucking 20-ounce drink to walk in and fucking buy one in New York City.
Yeah, that ain't fit well. Now, you got me there at the, whatever the name of that restaurant was there in the World Trade Center. That's where they tried to get the old prince. They got the discount meal at the beautiful prices that you'd pay right here in Louisville, Kentucky. But they tried to charge them $4.95 for a thing called a mole soda. They didn't even have Coca-Cola. It was some Brazilian drink called mole, M-O-L-E, cola. Who the fuck wants to drink anything with a mole on it? I know I don't. And they tried to charge the prince $4.95 each for mole drinks. And they said, you take this shit back and bring us water. Well, that was a mistake. And then they said, all right, go ahead and bring back those $5 drinks. Because apparently the water in New York City is not very good. And I'd been led to believe otherwise. I was told by reliable sources that New York had even better water than Louisville, Kentucky. And Louisville ranks in the top 5 and the best water in the country.
Why would you think that New York City's public tap water was going to be good?
According to my sources, Penn and Teller, that due to the unbelievable infrastructure of New York City and the way the pipelines were laid, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. Was the reason that their water was so good and ranked number 1 as opposed to Louisville's water, which ranked number 2 in the continental United States as far as quality water. That's what we were told by Penn and Teller. And who's going to call Penn and Teller a liar? Because they actually have a show that was named after me. Well, not after me, but after my logo, called Bullshit. They call shit on people.
Brian, can you in any way confirm any of the blathering that he just made about New York's water?
I've been going into Manhattan my entire life. My family's had businesses there. I've had businesses there. I've had offices there. I've never once drank from the tap, so I couldn't.
He can neither confirm nor deny, very much like what's going on with Donald Trump right now. Nobody confirm or deny, which normally means I don't know.
Well, anyway, you've presented no evidence whatsoever. You have no receipts.
No evidence. The prince has the receipts.
You have no facts whatsoever to back up your claim that your kids
Subway. Go to Subway. Subway, $6 foot long, just like here. Applebee's, all you can eat appetizers, $10. Taco Bell, same prices as here. Chris said that any idiot that goes into New York City and spends more than you do in Louisville, Kentucky is just a mark or an idiot. And
well, back up. Anybody that goes into Taco Bell and eats, in my opinion, is flirting with disaster to begin with.
You've been kicked out of every fast food restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky. Have you been kicked out of Taco Bell yet?
You can't tell me that you.
I'll take that as a yes.
You can't tell me that you expect people just to go to New York and eat Taco Bell every day.
Well, not every day, but you can have Taco Bell for one of your meals. You can have Subway for one. You can go to Fridays and sit down and have a lovely time. All you can eat appetizers, but don't go to Applebee's.
Are these people paying you this all-you-can-eat appetizer business? Are you on the payroll?
I wish the hell I were. I'd love to be a part of the all-you-can-eat apps and Fridays. By the way, downtown Louisville off 4th Street. Lovely place.
You're plugging it harder than your own businesses. All right. Have you got anything else to promote, for fuck's sake, before we can get rid of you?
Well,
anything else to add so that we can close this up?
Seems like the time flew by on this show today. Looks like you're trying to give me the bum rush out of here, but now that I think about it, there are a couple of things I'd like to promote. Obviously, my merchandise, where you can reach me on Facebook. Contact me on Facebook if you want the Beats by Bolin headphones, the T-shirts. The book is still selling off the charts. I probably screwed you too. Boy, that title don't sound good today, does it? But that reminds me. The new and improved bowling alley. We're going video and audio now. We're also being picked up on the Sirius radio network. We're going to be picked up by them, Apple, iTunes, various different things. And as a matter of fact, we now, and I'm so proud to report this. What was the downloads on your last show, Jimmy? I think I heard some numbers floating about.
Brian has some numbers.
Somebody give me the numbers there. What did y'all get?
Putting any faith,
because I don't want to misquote my numbers. I'm
not putting any faith in these.
Episode 1 of the drive-thru has done 962,051 as of recording time, and episode 2 of the drive-thru has now done 817,717.
Now, see, that was the
as of recording time.
That was the number I had heard, and that alone was impressive. 900,000, not bad. Now, let's face it, there's other podcasts out there that are doing dramatically better than that, but boy. I am proud to tell you that and I just got this seconds before I walked. Snardly, have you got those?
Snardly?
Hang on. Here we go.
I thought he was the guy that mowed your grass.
As of now, well, he does a lot of things around here. As of now, we have 1,400. I'm sorry, I misread that. 1 million. Holy shit, Snardly. 1,496,000 downloads. And that's as of roughly about 10 minutes ago.
Wait a minute.
Brad spanking new bowling alley. Holy shit. We're kicking ass. We're kicking all the podcasts right now.
No, not you two.
Yeah.
No, you didn't know that number is not real, and your show has not aired yet.
Well, it airs March the 16th, and Jimmy, these are preemptive numbers. These are numbers based on buzz.
Preemptive numbers?
Preemptive numbers. These are the numbers that are projected based on buzz, based on what all the talk going on in Twitter, Facebook, Google, Snapchat, all the various sources out there that are talking about the show. See, I see all these other shows do it now. They go on the buzz, they go on the talk about the show, and man, according to this, we're going. Let's see. Let me do the math here.
So they can.
We're gonna have over 6 million downloads a month.
Oh,
that makes us the new #1 ranked podcast in the world, Jimmy. Congratulate me now. Hey, you guys are running a close second or third. That ain't bad. You've been doing podcasts for 8 years. I've been doing this. Is, by the way, this is season 11, episode 1, and these are just projected numbers. These are the pre-orders.
We might have pre-downloads now.
Yeah, well, people they're trying to get in. They want to make sure they're not shut out because we're actually going to take some calls. So yeah, between the pre-orders and the buzz and the talk and all the various sites that are out there hyping this thing, Jimmy, this is going to be the biggest thing ever in the history of podcast. And I'm saying right now, we've already guaranteed it looks like 6 million a month, but now thanks to being on your show with 800,000 ain't 6 million, but let's face it, we could crack 10 million downloads a month. I don't think there's anybody out there that can touch us. And you know the secret, Jimmy? The secret to having a successful podcast is being good to your people. Remember where you came from. Be nice to your fans and be entertaining. That's all you got to do. There's no secret in that. Now, there's other shows out there that I don't think really do that. And then let's face it, they go to the Donald Trump school of numbers. They just throw a number out there. But these things are hardly. These are documented. Yeah,
Snardly.
Documented.
Snardly.
These are documented.
It's
March. The grass ain't growing that fast here yet, even though it was a very warm winter here in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, the grass is growing pretty fast. Well, he's gone. He's going to go mow
It's
the yard.
based on the buzz. He's probably getting a buzz off the grass that's growing.
That's a different kind of grass. You got to go see Brian. You got some connections up there with that. You got your hands on a lot of different. A shareholder of Apple, huh? That's interesting.
Oh, well, wait a minute. No, for heaven's sake. First of all, your show has not even aired yet. You can't predict.
Hey, I remember another show. I looked on iTunes, and it was the third-ranked podcast in the world, and the damn thing was 3 months away from airing. So don't tell me this is not possible. I too, raised some questions about those rankings, but apparently, if a couple of people start talking about your show, it creates the pre-orders, it creates the pre-buzz. And
buzz.
And look at Twitter. Now, let's face it. You would think, based on Twitter buzz, that you and I, when I'm on your show, and my good buddy Brian there, who's a shareholder in Apple, you would think that we would definitely, without a doubt, be the number one show in the world. But apparently...
No, I wouldn't.
Apparently, you're just not getting the buzz that we get over here at the bowling alley, the new and improved bowling alley, which you'll be able to start seeing on March the 16th. My birthday. Have you got anything special planned for my birthday, Jimmy?
Yes, I'm going to curse your mother for the
Speaking of, one more thing before I go.
Oh,
my good buddy, my dear friend, Ape. You know Ape Wilson?
Ape Wilson.
Ape Wilson. He's written me a couple of letters that have slightly disturbed me recently in the past few days. One of them is that he orchestrated for you to throw me, and I hate to ruin a surprise right here, but before the show airs, folks, it's not March 16th yet, but it's coming soon. Jimmy, he told me he sent you $500 to throw me a birthday party. Is that right? He sent you $500. He wants you to take me to Carrabba's. He told you to take me to Friday. My good friends down at Fridays where you can get the all-you-can-eat app. We're not going to eat there that day. That's only $10 fucking. You're going to throw some cash on me. $500, and maybe he wants the prince to get a little of that money, too, because it's the prince's birthday, too, you know. Where are you taking us, Jimmy? What are we going to do? Are we going to go see some sights? Are we going to eat some great food? I bet you're going to get me eggnog. You're going to get me eggnog in March, and that's damn near impossible to do. What are we doing, Jimmy?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I didn't get any money from Ape Wilson for your birthday. I'm not going to take you anywhere. I hope I go the entire day without seeing you, hearing you, or even hearing the mention of your name.
You're fucking going to see me because, as you forget, I know where you live, motherfucker. And I know goddamn well Ape would not lie to me. Ape Wilson.
I didn't get any. I have no recollection of getting any money from Ape Wilson
just so everybody knows
your
out
birthday.
there. Ape Wilson is the guy who, when he saw that my crown and my briefcase were up for sale and the bids were up to nearly $300 each on each of those, that was going to be $600. Ape Wilson wrote me. Never met Ape before. I didn't even accept him as a friend because, well, all right, his name was Ape, so I wouldn't even accept him. And then finally, I kept seeing all these repeated requests for my friendship, and I was like, all right, what the fuck? The guy wants to be my friend that bad, I'll go ahead and accept him. And when I clicked it, he said, oh, thank God, is your crown and briefcase still up for sale? And I was, well, yeah.
You told this story on the show a month ago.
Yeah, I know, and I'm reminding all the people that might have not been listening to your show now, because due to all the buzz of me being on your show today and the success of the bowling alley, we probably have about at least 1.5 more million listeners than you are normally used to getting. So I want to bring them all up to date. But he sent me $999 for my briefcase and crown, then sent me $125 to cover shipping, and then sent me another $50 so I could have some pizza to celebrate the crown. And then he wrote you. And then he said, you know what? I want Jimmy Cornette to possess Kenny Bolin's briefcase and crown and to lock them up and put them at Castle Cornette. And then what did I tell you, Jimmy? Over my fucking dead body, will you ever walk into my home, my luxury apartment, come in here and take my crown and my briefcase? And
that's why
Jimmy,
I said,
tell the people the truth. Tell the people the truth. Do you have my crown and briefcase yet?
Yes, I do, because that's why I sent the county sheriff's department over with that paperwork to pick it up. I didn't intend to come in your house and walk off with that stuff. And you were very polite to them when they offered to run you and see exactly what they had on paper.
They told me they were going to keep that down at the police station under lock and key to keep you from being able to get it. You mean to tell me you paid off the local sheriff here in town and that you actually do have my crown and briefcase right now? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I possess those now.
You worthless fucking cocksucking.
But anyway, nevertheless.
I want my goddamn, on my birthday, when you take me to dinner with the money that I know Abe Wilson sent you, you better have my goddamn briefcase and crown with you. Because even though that, well, a man from Memphis, Tennessee just recently sent me a beautiful new crown. It's a lovely crown. And the man from Memphis, and you know who it is. Who in Memphis, Tennessee has access to a crown like that? And I want to thank him. His names are JKL, if you want his initials. JKL, thank you for what you did for me. That is fantastic. But I still want the crown I had in 1999. I want the briefcase that I used to whack upside the head of the lowlifes of people such as Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, and yeah, even that turncoat fucking John Cena. That briefcase is probably worth millions. I have hit some of the most famous people in the world with that. I'm known for that briefcase, and I'll be goddamn if you or the local sheriff's department around here is going to hold my possessions. So on March the 16th, at Carrabba's, at high noon, motherfucker, you better have my shit, or there's going to be some trouble that you ain't going to be able to get out of. And I don't want the fucking $500 birthday party. I want the $500 cash that Abe Wilson sent you, minus the DVD money that I know he wanted to buy 4 of your DVDs. Well, I mass produce your fucking DVDs for you. So I'm going to.
Well, I got bad news. I got bad news for you about that too. We've decided to take our business to a responsible vendor.
Well, what do you mean a responsible vendor? I've always gotten your work done on time. Every time you put the heat on me, every time you've cut my prices, I've come through for you. I've tried to hold you up for more money for the last 4 years now.
Yes,
and every time you fuck me on the payday. And when I see what you sell those things for on the internet, as opposed to what I'm charging you, I'm not getting my fair share. So now you just want to cut me off altogether? Who are you taking your business to? Who are you going to? The soup kitchen? The DVD distributors of Louisville, Kentucky? What Danny Davis? Is Danny Davis doing your DVDs for you?
Would you calm down you need to put your wound vac on, put it over your mouth. And
I was done with that 3 weeks ago. I'm damn near healed.
Of the mouth and constipation of the brain today. And ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time.
We're not out of time because I want my goddamn briefcase. I want my goddamn crown. And I want my fucking $500. And me and the Prince and Myra go eat elsewhere. We don't need your fucking company. And that you can shove up your fucking ass. And I'll see you March the 16th for about 35 fucking seconds, long enough for you to hand me my shit and for me to tell you fucking good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time for this foolishness. I don't care what you want, Kenny. You can want in one hand and shit in the other one, see which fills up first. For the great Brian Last, who's obviously disgusted and gone to make a sandwich, and our guest today, Star Maker Bolin, who will not be back on March 16th. Remember to listen to the drive-thru on MLW Radio. Follow us on Twitter, watch the YouTube channel, and come back next week for a good guest in Peter Burkholz. And until then,
cock and dying. Who the fuck is Peter Burkholz? Fuck you. Yeah. Good day. Goodbye.
Yeah, you had to get the last word in, but we've got the tape and editing privileges. Until then, thank you, fuck you, bye.